Hi, everyone. Today, this video is going to be a little bit different. I know I normally talk about sexuality and spirituality, but I also believe that everything is related. I'm going to talk about personal power, what that means, and how it's important, and how it has been key in my own development. And this is something that just came through me, and I really wanted to give it a voice. Because I also have seen and felt how much energy right now is available for change, for transformation, with the astrological events that this year has for us. And so I think we're entering, or what at the threshold of a new paradigm. And we need to be ready. We really need to contemplate certain things to really shine our lights in these new times. And so I just want to briefly say why, for me, personal power has been key. And I think it's the glue that really puts all practices together, or spiritual practices together. Without personal power, really, I wouldn't even be here talking, because I had so many ideas of what I should be that were not coming from my truth, but were coming from the truth of others. Society, my parents, government, science, religion. And I think for me, the process of stepping into my own power and anchoring my personal power had a lot to do with seeing what is mine. What do I choose to believe? And what I just don't care about what others say. And it has been an interesting journey, because I have had more, I've been practicing for more than 12 years now. I have done many different practices, but mainly what my main practice is, I'm a Buddhist practitioner. And I also stepped into the shamanic path in 2020. And I have done, of course, meditation, yoga, visualization, embodiment, somatic experiencing, tapping, hypnosis, law of assumption, law of attraction, all the practices that we can imagine. I really have explored a lot. And of course, there are things that work for me, there are things that don't work for me. And now I have, let's say, a few practices that I do. And I'm very grateful that I had experience of all of these, because I think that's why I'm here. I appreciate all of the practices. However, it's not until I implemented the tool or the element or the concept even of personal power that I start really seeing changes inside of me that were very deep, and also reality, how it started responding, was really different. Until then, I lived many times in abusive relationships. I then, with practice, of course, I reached levels of happiness, joy, and self-love, and I was really grateful. But somehow, some way, the abuse, even if was not gross, and a gross level, it was subtle. There was still some sort of subtle abuse, manipulation, and subtle violence, I would even say. And it's when I really took this concept of personal power that I clearly noticed a difference inside of me and with others, also in my practice. And I started manifesting things that I really desired. And I started also becoming the person who I wanted to become, because I was walking from my truth and not from the truth of others anymore. And I think for a woman, especially, this is very important because for centuries and even more, we have disconnected from our truth, from our bodies, from our intuition. And in this lifetime as well, when we're little girls, somehow, some way, we receive messages about who we need to become or how nice we need to behave and how good we need to be. And sometimes even sacrificing ourselves for others to be happy. And of course, we learned many beautiful things, and I'm grateful for that. Yet, I also believe that a big part of our education is directed towards limiting ourselves and disconnecting from our truth and our own body wisdom. So, one of the things that I believe disconnects us and makes us put our power away outside is disconnecting from our bodies, disconnecting from the pleasure, the sensations, from our own intuition. Another way that is really important is saying yes when we want to say no. How many times as women, especially, I can just talk because in this reality, I'm a woman, we have said yes and we really wanted to say no. And this also applies in sex because we're afraid sometimes of saying no because we can be rejected. The other person can actually be mad at us if we say no. How many times also we say yes and actually we don't even want to go to that place or that party or that reunion, and we just say yes because it's our friend, or that's how in a subtle level we put our power away. And maybe we believe, oh, it's not a big deal. But the more we reclaim our power, the more we anchor our personal power, the more we will realize what is really needed in a moment, what we really desire, what we really want to create, and how all those things are aligned with our truth or not. And so we can start, of course, with more big things, saying no to things that are really important, but also the work gets really subtle. And I also believe that we give our power away by compromising our desires and saying, oh yeah, and I'm not saying this that in a relationship there's always some sort of compromise or negotiation, but so many times we are compromising our desires and we are telling ourselves like, okay, yes, I can be happy with that, but actually there's a voice that says like, no, you can actually be much more, you can have more, you can love more. But we just think that this is the limit and we go for less than what we really feel we can go for. And this is also a way that we can put our power away. And another way as well is waiting or making up excuses, saying the moment I will have the money, I will do certain thing. Or the moment I find the love of my life, I will do this. The moment I have time, the moment my kids grow up, I will do this and this and that. The truth is that there only is the present moment. And if we want something, we desire something, we can do it. We just need to align with that highest truth. And this waiting thing, it's really important in this context, especially because I believe that we're stepping into a new paradigm. This year, 2024, it's something that I feel and I think other people have felt, friends of me have reflected upon that as well, that there is a new energy. And that coincides with Pluto entering into Aquarius on the 20th of January, 2024. And Pluto, among other things, represents power. And I was talking before about putting our power away and how we have been led for centuries. Governments, politicians, and we can start feeling, I think the collective starts feeling that there is something really corrupt there. And so I think Pluto in Aquarius, among other things, represents also how we as individuals, we can take the role of leaders. And not leaders necessarily that are going to be famous or in politics, but leaders in our lives. How do we become the leader? And we can be mothers, we can be householders, we can be business owners or lovers, wives, whatever. But we can actually start leading our life, aligning with our values, our purpose. And I believe that personal power, that's the reason I'm talking about that. It's key here, because personal power makes us wake up and align every single day to what we want to create, who we want to manifest. And I think because it's a new paradigm where power outside have shown to be intrinsically corrupted, that we need to actually bring it in. And especially as women, we can really tune into that, because we have seen for so many years already how much violence, abuse, manipulation, forcing that has created wars. But there's other ways. I believe that power can be something different. Power can be what I was talking about, establishing boundaries, for example, aligning with truth. I think truth, power, and love, they're actually a trinity that really moves life in harmony. But when power is separated from love, it creates chaos and toxicity. And really, we're tired of that. And also, I think this is the main reason why I created this video. It's because I believe that we can change. If individually we change, the collective will change. And I believe if women start reflecting, contemplating, and anchoring their own power, we can really see beautiful things unfolding in the future, in the near future. And there's also another astrological transit this year, that is Uranus is in Taurus already, but it's going to be in conjunction with Jupiter. And I believe that all the hustle mode, this toxic masculine that we need to effort, we need to work hard, is actually going to dissolve and open the possibility of being pleasure the norm, being ease the norm, letting go of all that stress, of that force or that pushing, to really open to a new possibility where we can create abundance, wealth, with ease, with flow, with pleasure. And that is also very connected with how we treat our own planet, because I believe our bodies, our individual bodies, are a microcosm, and the earth is a macrocosm, and they are actually related. So when we start actually diving deep into our own pleasure, it's inevitable that we can open and see the earth just an extension of who we are, and we can live happily here. So I see that the moment is now. And maybe many cultures in the past have believed that the moment was at the time. But I think, yes, I think there is a change. There's an energy available. And either things continue being one way, power in its toxic and low frequency form can continue, can persist, or we open the gates to this new portal, to this new energy that is available, which is power within. And whatever that means for you, whatever that means for me, whatever that means for us, this is a contemplation. This is an invitation to contemplate what that means. So just observing how many ways we give our power away. And I believe that if we integrate that, that will not only change the flow where things are going, but also that's the way we can create the life that we desire. That's the way we can align with our higher selves, with our purpose, with our dreams. Because with personal power every morning, we have direction. We have alignment. We just don't let things move us too much. We can collapse, but if we have power, our own power take us back, protects us. And instead of waiting for somebody to save us, for the government to save us and solve all of our problems, it's about us. It's about really self-responsibility as well. And I think when we really fully tap into self-responsibility, we really understand that the only person who can change and transform our life is us. And that is really empowering. And of course, in the beginning, it's really, really fearful, frightening, I would say. But once we take the steps, we really realize that we are creators. And I think that's why we're here, to really experience that we are creators. And we can do whatever we desire. And our desires, by no means, need to be in contradiction or preventing others from having theirs. When we are anchoring truth and personal power, I think we all can have what we desire. There is no lack. So this is just something that came through me, and I really wanted to voice that. I know it's different. And at the same time, it's not, because I normally speak about sexuality and spirituality and empowerment and how to land back in our bodies. And I think all of these things are related, because what I really desire is for all of us to manifest a beautiful life, joyful life, and of course, my most important value, freedom. Freedom from within. Liberating ourselves from all the things that are not us, all the ideas that don't even have to do with with us, but we just took that in and we rule our world with that belief, with that idea. And so this is again an invitation to just see what really serves us and what really doesn't, because these are exciting times, and I'm just looking forward to see how more and more women discover more pleasure within, discover more freedom within, establishing boundaries, establishing a connection with their desires, because that's really beautiful. I think we can change the world like that, with this soft power that doesn't need to push, that doesn't need to create violence, that just aligns with truth. So thank you for watching. If you have comments or questions, I would highly appreciate that. Thank you.